Hey everybody, welcome back to Nicsminibikes. Today we're going to try to get this 212 Hemi Predator put in this MM1000 Monster Moto frame. It's not too hard to do. A little bit of modifications to the airbox, one of the drain plugs in the motor there. Then we'll have to drill some new motor mounting holes on the motor plate there. But it's not too bad, so let's get to it. Alright guys, so I picked up this 212 the other day. They were on sale. Just gonna get rid of that key. We don't need that. We'll just put that motor in there. And they do fit pretty nice in these frames. So I know one thing I need to do, and this is the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to pull this motor out, take it over to my workbench. I'm going to tighten and grind that front oil drain down quite a bit. So let's get that done. Alright guys, so here's the front of the motor here. Really the side, but we're going to call it the front. This goes to the front of the bike. And this is the plug we're after here. What I do is I just tighten it up, make sure it's tight. Good and tight. And I just take my grinder. I'm going to grind the head of that plug off. So let me get that done and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Alright, so we ground that off. Leave the base of that plug. All you really want to do is grind the head off. Then when you're done, it looks something like this. Still plugged, and that's going to be up against the bar for your foot pegs, so you're never going to take it out. If you wanted to, you could grind a slot in it to take it out with the screwdriver someday if you needed to. And that's all I'm doing there. Now we'll go put it back in the frame. Alright, so we're back in the frame. We got that motor slid all the way forward up against the bar for the foot pegs there. Now we're still got a little bit of rubbing going on here. So what I'm going to do now, I'll take the motor back out and I'll get this airbox off and do some clearancing on that airbox. So here's our airbox. We were hitting right in here. It was up against it. So I'm going to grind a good portion of this off. Just in the front. Alright, so this is probably a little overkill, but we should be clearing that frame with that. So one thing I wanted to show you is you got the port inside the plastic there. I took it down right to that port here. I took it as close to that bolt hole here as I could also. I wanted all this gone right here. Then we'll put it back on. set that motor back in. Let's see how we did. So we're clear here, except for where that bolt's at. That's kind of just what it is, I guess. So we'll leave that how it is and see about drilling some holes. So in the previous episode, we switched that back sprocket to a 420. We got our 420 clutch. We're going to install it with the gear facing the engine. Like that. Now we'll thread our chain curve. I'm going to get rid of this tensioner for now. So we got that tensioner off. Now we'll fit this chain. So we decided where we're going to break this at. It's the 12th pin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We'll take our chain breaker and just pop those apart there. Pin falls out, we're good to go. Alright, so we got that chain broke. We'll put it back through the way we want it to go. We got our master link. I like to put the clips inside. Alright guys, so I got my chain alignment tool on there. Just pull that chain tight. And we just want that chain to follow that alignment tool there. As you can see, it's off just a little bit. The more I pull it, it'll twist that motor and make it worse. So that motor needs to be twisted clockwise a little bit. So I know it's really hard to see it, and I can change how it looks to you moving the camera, but that chain is on the money right there. Okay guys, now that I got that motor set where I want it, I'm ready to mark my holes for drilling. So I'm going to take a piece of cardboard. I'm going to load it up with some paint, whatever spray paint you got. I'm going to take my bolt. I'm just going to rub it on there so I get paint on the tip. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring it over here. I'm going to drop it down that bolt hole. Like so. And then I'll mark that plate underneath. I'm going to just do 2 of them for now. Let's get the 2 front ones done. Just drop it in there. Let it mark it. Now we can pull that motor off and we'll see where those bolts are going to go. So we pulled that motor out. You can see where they go. So we'll get those 2 drilled. We'll get it bolted in, and then we'll mark the back and pull the motor back off and drill those ones too. Alright, so we got those holes center punched. I'm going to use a step drill and just start drilling them out. There's one, and we'll get the other. I'll lay the bike over and I'll dipper the bottom side. Alright, we got that front bolted down. Now we can paint up the tip of another bolt and we'll mark the back. Alright guys, we got our 4 mounting holes drilled out. We're ready to get that motor in there and bolt her down. I like to run my bolts up. They'll each get a washer on this side, and they'll each get a washer on the nut side too, along with the nylock nut. Alright guys, so that motor is in that frame. You can see, here's your down bar that always hits. We got just enough clearance back there. You can see through it, just barely. Right there. We're clear everywhere else. We're butted all the way up against that foot peg bar. And we're clear. Perfect, right around that exhaust and everywhere. So that's what we like to see. So that's going to do it for part 2 of the Monster Moto MM1000 build. We got that motor in there. We got our chain lined up. I'm going to have to get a chain. The one I got is too short. My bad. The motor fits in there perfect. It looks good in there. I like the way it fills the frame. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the videos so we can get some more views on these videos. The next episode we'll get a chain for it. We'll get a chain put on it. I got a twist throttle ordered for it. Hopefully that shows up. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch that next episode. Thanks guys. See you next time.